love this. We're gonna have a blooper reel this year.
Yes, greetings and salutations, everyone. As Brianna said, welcome. I hope everyone is having a great day. I know we are definitely. My name is Jose Marroquin, as Brianna said, and I'm the manager for diversity, equity, and inclusion at the Society of Actuaries. So it's quite an honor to be here today. And today is May 1st, the fresh start of the month, which means I'm here today to talk about the new actuarial exam support reimbursement program. This is a mouthful, but basically it's an opportunity for candidates to potentially submit for reimbursement for your exams coming up. So I have some details and some information to share with all of you. So I prepared a couple of PowerPoint slides to guide our conversation today. And I look forward towards your questions and just to continue the dialogue today. So it'll be a lot of data, a lot of information, but it is a new program and it starts today, May 1st. And today is May 1st. So definitely have the opportunity to have a fresh perspective on this today. So hopefully you're seeing my screen. Again, I'm here today to discuss the new actuarial exam reimbursement support program. Some of you might be familiar of our prior two programs, which is the need-based exam reimbursement program and the diversity exam reimbursement program from the Joint Committee of DEI through the Be an Actuary initiative. So today, I want to update everyone that the Society of Actuaries and the Casualty Actuarial Society has today announcing our jointly sponsored exam reimbursement program. This new exam support program, based on qualifications that we'll talk later today, is available for candidates as of today, May 1st. So it starts today. This program is an expanded version of the current need-based exam reimbursement program through the Be an Actuary initiative. It aims to extend support to a broad range of candidates, ensuring equitable access to actuarial education and opportunities. This change reflects our continued commitment for inclusivity, expands eligibility criteria, which I think hopefully will be interesting to potential candidates or individuals that are curious to endeavor in the exam process to become an actuary. It also includes not only college students, but also now career changers. Additionally, this program considers exams of 4 and above. Again, score of 4 and above, broadening the scope of support of the prior needs-based program. This reimbursement program is currently limited to students living in the United States or Canada, including asylum seekers and university students on educational visa in the US and Canada. This program is not designed for individuals employed full-time in an actuarial position. Beginning May 1st is when we start this program for exams taking January 1st, 2024 or later. The exam support program will cover reimbursement up to 4 preliminary actuarial exams, and candidates may request a study material stipend as well, which is $175 for the use of their next exam with application for reimbursement. So you're probably asking, Jose, again, I need to be reminded which exams I can be reimbursed for under this program. So if you submitted a prior reimbursement program through the former needs-based reimbursement program or diversity reimbursement program, those exams stay the same. So no changes there. So you'll be able to, we will cover the exam P, so SOA exam P and SOA exam FM. So again, for this program, if you get a score of 4 or higher, you're able to submit for a reimbursement application for this program. So again, the good news is the first exam, so SOA exam P and SOA exam FM, you're able to submit a reimbursement programs for those exams with a score of 4 or higher. So again, the exciting news is that those two exams have crossed over. And now the slight modification for increased access is that your score will be 4 or higher. Prior to that, for the needs-based reimbursement program, there's a little bit higher of a score, but the modification is 4, hopefully broadening the access for applications for reimbursement. And again, you're also able to submit for other SOA exams as well. That is in front of you. This information is in front of you. But most of the time, the questions that we get is which first two exams. And again, I'm happy to report that exam P and exam F are able to be reimbursed under this updated program. All right. So a little bit of the details. Again, if you're maybe a first-time potential applicant for the Actuary Exam Support Program, if you're a college student, let's talk a little bit about what that means. If you receive a Pell Grant through your university, you are qualified to submit an application. If you're participating in a university TRIO program at your school, you're eligible to submit an application for reimbursement. If you are first generation in your family to enroll in a college or university, also, if you attend college or university on a United States GI Bill. So these are a few of the criteria that makes you an eligible college student. So meaning that you need to have at least one of these criteria in order to be eligible to submit an application. Again, you just need to have one of these criteria if you're a college student to submit an application. So you don't have to meet every criteria. So for instance, you don't have to be a veteran with a GI Bill. You don't have a university TRIO program. You don't have to be a Pell recipient. It's great if you are. That's great because that's 3 criteria. But again, you don't have to mix methods this for application. All that we ask for is that you meet one of these criteria. And if you have multiple criteria, that's fine. Go ahead and highlight that as well. The more information we have, the better. So again, if you attend a 2-year community college, if you're working 34 hours a week or more in addition to school, if you speak English as a second language, so again, you'll see that some of the criteria has been broadened, extended from our prior program as well to provide an opportunity for more access to this reimbursement program. Now, we'll focus a little bit on the right side of the slide. Well, one of the changes that we're happy to report is that now we're also going to consider career changers. So maybe you're a math teacher that decided to pursue the actuarial program, and maybe you're going back to school to some capacity, right? And you're not working full time. Um, maybe you qualify for a federal or state student loan forgiveness program. Maybe you qualify for state food assistance program. Maybe you're currently receiving unemployment insurance and benefits within the last 12 months. Maybe you are a recipient of a workforce innovation and opportunity workforce grant program within the last 12 months. And maybe you're also a first generation graduate from a 2-year or 4-year university. Maybe you're currently a military veteran or just a veteran. Um, so again, if you're a career changer, maybe you're not necessarily a student, enrolled college student. We have broadened this program to be inclusive also of potential career changers. Maybe you were working somewhere else, or maybe you're in a different profession, but then you found yourself a part of the filler program here at the SOA, or you found your way to other methods of learning about the actual program, or maybe you have a background in math or statistics, and you say, hey, I want to try this out as a potential career change. So we welcome that. And again, on the right side, you see some of the criteria. And again, you only have to meet one of these criteria if you're currently not considered a student and that you're considered an adult that's making a career change. Again, this criteria specifically that I'm talking about are for career changers, adults that are looking to explore the actuarial exam process and profession, and that you might meet at least one of these criteria. And again, For your career changers that are not currently students, you can meet multiple of this criteria and we welcome your application. All right. So today's May 1st. So again, this is a very timely opportunity of a webinar, an opportunity to be in this virtual community and space. So you're probably asking, maybe you're a first timer. So you probably are, Jose, where can I go to send in my application today, as soon as today? Well, you go to beanactuary.org. So that is the website where we want and we will be hosting the forms for submission. So again, let's say maybe you took an exam last week, last month, or January 1st of 2024, you're eligible to submit an application for reimbursement if you took P or FM. So again, the application form will be housed on the beanactuary.org website. So complete the appropriate electronic reimbursement form after receiving your official score. So again, we welcome and encourage you to complete the appropriate electronic reimbursement form after receiving your official score. So again, let's say you took it early in January and you got your score back. And if you score a 4 or higher, you're eligible and meet the other criteria as a college student or career changer, then you are encouraged to submit an application for potential reimbursement. So again, once you receive a score and you meet the criteria, please go ahead and go to beanactuary.org and submit your application. Applications must be submitted within 12 months of the date you receive the official qualifying score from the SOA. So again, if you already took it, a couple months earlier in the spring, but maybe you're thinking long term. Maybe you're thinking, hey, I'm going to take my first exam in the summer, or maybe I'll take it late summer, early fall. Perfectly fine. You came today, you're here in this virtual environment and community, and you're informing yourself about the potential of submitting for reimbursement for exam support. So again, you're kind of ahead if you're planning to take an exam later on. But remember, applications must be submitted within 12 months of the date of receiving your official qualifying score from the SOA. So that's very important for you to follow. All right, a little bit more. We're almost towards the end of this slide information. So thank you for bearing with me, but there's a lot of information. Again, this is May 1st, the start of a new program. So we want to make sure that you have the tools, capabilities, and details necessary to make a choice whether or not you want to apply and submit a form for reimbursement. So this program, again, provides reimbursement inclusivity for individuals who have not received a reimbursement from any other sources, including your respective school, employer, or other actual organizations. This reimbursement program is not designed for individuals employed full-time in the actuarial position. And again, exam must be taken within the US or Canada. So just a little bit of details again. Program integrity. Candidates are required to acknowledge the code of conduct for candidates and just the code for professional ethics for all candidates as part of this application to maintain the integrity and accuracy of the reimbursement program process. We are subject to periodic audits. We may conduct those depending on your submission. So please know that if you do submit a form, an application, that we do hold the opportunity to do an audit just to make sure that the information you submitted uh, properly adheres to the guidelines and the criteria of the submission actuarial support program. So just know again that, and that's something that you'll find out whether or not you will be subject to an audit, depending on your application. You'll be notified. We'll set up a time to discuss and talk about things like that. But just know that this is subject also. So just wanted to remind everyone, right, about the restrictions and the details of this program. Make sure that you qualify. And that we are expecting all candidates to acknowledge the code of conduct for all candidates and that desire to go into this respective profession. So some more details and other information. Reimbursement requests are processed on a monthly basis. So we process these every month. Once your request has been approved, you'll receive an email confirmation that we got that. So obviously, right, we need some time to process your monthly or your reimbursement program. Know that we do this on a monthly basis. It does take us a couple of days to process these. So just know that you can always contact us, and I'll have some more information on where to contact us for specific details towards the end of this presentation. So for this program, we'll be reimbursing up to 35 exams roughly every month. Again, up to 35 exam reimbursement every month, and we'll have about 25 study material stipends available for those of you who are approved for an application for reimbursement. This will be on a first come, first serve basis. So again, similar to the previous two programs we had with exam support programs, this will be on a first come, first serve basis. Any applications received after the monthly cap has been reached, we will roll over to the next month. So again, it's very, very important for you to know if you're going to submit, right? Submit it in a timely manner. We'll receive them on a first come, first served basis. But if we are at the top of the monthly cap, we will go ahead and roll over your application for consideration for the next month. So again, if we hit the cap, we will roll over your application for consideration for the next month. So this is a little bit of a slight change prior to the other programs, but we wanted to know that. And we just want to share that this program will be, you know, looked at, on an annual basis, and evaluated and feedback and measure the performance, right? To make sure that it's working, right? To make sure that we are providing what we can in regards to support and providing a level of success for all of our candidates. All right. So you're probably curious, hey, I have more questions. Maybe you'll have some additional questions after this webinar, or maybe, your exam is next month and you have more questions after your exam and you're planning to submit a reimbursement for your test. That's fine. We welcome any and all questions, no matter what point of the annual year we are at. Please send any questions regarding this new actuarial exam reimbursement support program to inclusion@soa.org. That is inclusion@soa.org. So again, if you have any questions, right, let's say next month or sometime in the summer, um, and you went to the Be an Actuary website and maybe you have a specific question, um, go ahead, email us, and we'll do our best to ensure to answer any follow-up questions that you might have, as we recognize that this is a new actuarial exam support program and there might be some other questions. Even though we do these opportunities for learning and development, you never know. You might have some follow-up questions that you might have later on in a different context. So Brianna, I'll put it back to you in case we do have any other questions in the meantime.
Yes, thank you so much, Jose. That was super thorough. And I know I learned something from that, even though I've been immersed in this program for a few years now. Um, so we do have one question. Folks, please, like Jose said, you can feel free to email inclusion@soa.org with questions, but we're here and we're live right now. So if you have any questions, please just let us know. We do have a question, Jose, does the military requirement or the veteran status requirement, does that include current military members planning on transitioning to an actuarial career after serving?
Yes. So we welcome any current veterans or individuals that would be identified as veterans. So let's say you're planning to close out your term of service later this year. Yes, that includes you. Or let's say you just closed out your term of service serving in the military maybe last week, right? So yes, we welcome you to submit an application.
We have someone who's raising their hand. Kingsley, would you mind typing your question in the Q&A? I don't know if we have the ability on this webinar to have other folks speak. So if you wouldn't mind typing your question, that would be super helpful for us. Because I don't even see the option to let you speak. I just see view. Okay, Jose, we don't have any other questions right now, but I was wondering if you wouldn't mind. I'm going to share a link. It's on the beanactuary.org website. It's just some other scholarships and programs that we have. Would you just want to talk about that briefly? If it'll let me load this, I'm going to put it in chat. I suppose I can share my screen as well. Um, Let me figure this out.
Yeah, definitely. As you set that up, I can kind of talk a little bit about the other opportunities. So again, this is specifically right through our joint effort. This new actuarial exam support program, this reimbursement program is a collaboration with us and the CAS. But just know that there's also other resources out there, right, with organizations. So for instance, some of you might have heard of the Actuarial Foundation. So we partner with them on the different capacities during the year, and they're a great awareness aspect of the profession. So we also encourage you as you see, Brianna has posted the Be an Actual website. So if you're kind of curious to see if you can explore other options, maybe some of the criteria doesn't, even though we've done our best, or ideally to broaden the criteria, maybe there's other opportunities where you might not necessarily today fit the criteria, but the other organizations that you see in front of you might have. So we encourage you to explore other resources through the Actuarial Foundation. They have a great STEM Star Scholars program that's specifically focused on current college students. So if you're a current college student, or you might know others that are going to be freshmen, that might be a good opportunity for them. Um, we also know that the IABA, um, national organization, also provides exam prep opportunities and programs and initiatives. So if maybe you heard of IBA, or maybe you just became an IBA member, or if not, maybe you're interested in becoming an IBA member, we encourage you to also look at IBA. They have great resources, and they also have a scholarship and exam prep program. So that might be an opportunity as well. OLA, the Organization of Latino Actuaries, they also have various exam prep programs or other candidate focused programs. So we definitely encourage you also to maybe go over there, navigate your browser, and click on some of these other resources that might, align or just better, inform you as a candidate or potential candidate in this profession, and just be fully informed with all the information that you need to make the best decision in your respective journey to this profession.
Thank you so much, Jose, for talking about those. I dropped the link. There are a couple typos in the links that I shared, so please ignore those. But all of these links should take you to the pages that you've seen today. We've gotten some more questions. Jose, can you speak to the eligibility criteria again, specifically about where folks need to be living or where they've taken these exams? We've gotten a few questions from folks who are outside the US and Canada specifically.
Yeah, great questions. Thank you for the follow-up, everyone. So yes, so just as a reminder, I can kind of go over. So this reimbursement program is currently limited to students or career changers living in the United States or Canada. And this includes asylum seekers and university students on an educational visa in the United States and Canada. So again, this reimbursement program um, is currently limited to students living in the United States or Canada, but includes asylum seekers and university students on the educational visa in the US. So, for instance, if you are a college student on a educational visa going to a school in the US and Canada, and you meet the criteria, then yes, you can submit an application for the actuarial exam program. So again, this reimbursement program is limited to students living in the US and Canada, attending US and Canada institutions. But it's okay. Like, let's say you're an international student on a visa, but you're attending a university here in the States. That's perfectly fine. Um, so again, I know some of the criteria might be extra detail, right? But these are excellent questions because you want to know, you don't know what you don't know, and you want to know what you want to know, right? So again, yes, to clarify, this reimbursement program is currently limited to students or career changers living in the US or Canada, but is including of asylum seekers and students on an educational visa in the US and Canada. And I know there might be a question about like, what if maybe I am a student in the US, but I took it, in a different country outside of the US and Canada. So that question, if you can please go ahead and email inclusion@soa.org. Again, if you're in that situation where you took an exam outside the US, we'll get you the right answer. So please send an email to inclusion@soa.org. But again, just to make sure, right, to clarify, this reimbursement program is currently limited to students living in the US and Canada.
Thank you for that clarification, Jose. Um, we've got a few questions that are outside the scope of this webinar. I don't know if I said this at the beginning, so I just want to say now that neither Jose nor I are actuaries. So we cannot speak to days in the life of an actuary or anything like that, as we only work for the SOA. But I did drop a few links in the chat. The two most recent ones are going to be the most interesting to folks who are looking for a day in the life or those sorts of things. The first is the affiliate membership, which is free. One of the questions, Michael, you asked if we have more webinars of this type. So we do this once a month. Next month, we're actually going to be going over all the benefits to the affiliate membership. So that's extra relevant. Not next month, that's this month. It's May. May 23rd. We just had that scheduled and the registration link is up now. So if you want to do a more in-depth deep dive into affiliate membership benefits, I highly recommend registering for that. I'll grab that link and drop that in a second. But the affiliate membership has a lot of great things, including access to a lot of videos and e-learning modules, and the videos include past answers from an actuary webinars. So we've had one of these a month since January of 2023, and there are a lot of fantastic speakers we've had. So if you just want a broader idea, there's not a specific question you have, you may want to sign up for the affiliate membership and look at the video playlist, I believe it's called. I can pull up that in a second. The second thing is the SOA influencer kit, which a lot of the stuff on there may not be super relevant because it's very much geared towards high school students and folks who are wondering what the profession is. But I believe there are 4 day in the life videos that feature folks, both who are at all different levels, including a candidate, so someone who's currently taking exams, and then an ASA and an FSA, so folks who have their credentials from the SOA. I would say as we wait for the next webinars to be scheduled, because we will absolutely be back to talking to actuaries sometime probably in June. I had to think about what next month was, even though it's May now. These are going to be your best bets for just getting some quick information. But Michael, I would also suggest, as a benefit of the affiliate membership, there's something called MentorLink, and you can sign up for that and do a 30-minute flash mentor session with an actuary, and they can answer all the questions that they have for you one-on-one, and really tailor the answers to your specific questions. So I hope that's helpful. And Kingsley, we don't have advice on rewriting SOA exams just because we are not actuaries, so we can't give you that sort of advice. But I would also recommend to you the affiliate membership because there are a lot of really great things on there, including access to our studio. So if, one of the parts of the exam that you weren't super up to knowing our programming languages, you can go in there and just play around with different data sets that we have using the programming language R. There are also a lot of, in our e-learning library, there are a lot of modules that will help you do like Excel basics and Python basics and a lot of other programming languages and technical skills, the things that you need to study up on. And this is all provided to you completely free of charge. So I would, for both of y'all and anyone with these sorts of questions, I would highly recommend looking into those two things. Okay, let's see. We don't have any other questions right now, so I will give it like another minute. And if you have any questions, please get those into us. I know that this was a very dense information heavy session, and you're probably still digesting a lot of what you learned, which is completely fine. That's why you have the Inclusion at SOA email address to ask any follow-up questions for. Okay. So we did just have a question, Jose. On the off chance that someone finds a full-time actuarial work after submitting a reimbursement request, but before approval, who would I need to cancel the request, and if so, how? Or are they still eligible?
Yeah, great question. Thank you for that, Brianna. So I think let's say you do get hired on, which is a good thing, right? You're entering the profession, but you took an exam. A lot of nuance, a lot of these things happen. So first, right, great that you got one potentially, right? Yes. So if that is the scenario, and thank you for clarifying, we definitely want you to send a message to inclusion@soa.org and let us know the status. We'd definitely love reading the good news of you finding potentially the next level of challenge of your professional journey, but we'll take that information. So yes, please email inclusion@soa.org. In the event that you took an exam, you submitted, right? You met all the criteria, but then you life was awesome and you got a job. So yes, please send an email to inclusion@soa.org. Let us know your update, and then we'll go ahead and follow up with next steps and clarify any aspects of your application that we need at that time. So again, if that happens, just send an email to inclusion@soa.org.
Thank you, Jose. We've had a couple requests. If you could show the reimbursements, the criteria slide again. And then if we can put that up, we've had a couple people join late, so they weren't able to get a good look at that.
Yeah, definitely. I'll quickly do a quick summary again for those that maybe attended a little bit later. So again, some of the criteria has been updated to expand inclusion. So on the left side, you'll see some of the criteria for enrolled college students. And again, you only have to meet at least one of the criteria. So for example, if you're part of a work study program at your university or college, then you met the criteria to submit an application form for the new actuarial exam support program. And again, you could also be a recipient of Pell Grants and be participating in a university trio program. That could be at a four-year university or it can be at a community college. So again, on the left side is all the college students that are currently involved criteria, and you only have to meet one of the criteria. But if you meet multiple criteria, we want to know that as well, please. If you're a career changer, maybe you are going through a workforce program and you are going to change careers. Or maybe you are a military veteran. You're going to be ending your service, but then you found out about the actuarial profession. Then you're not a student and you are considered a career changer. So if you meet one of the criteria on the right side, at least minimum one of those criteria, then you're eligible to submit an application form for the new actuarial exam support program. So again, the criteria on the right side, you only have to meet one of the criteria, but if you meet multiple, we want to know that as well. And that is specifically for individuals who are considered career changers or just found out about this career, and you're going to be taking your first couple exams on the SOA side.
And Jose, I'm looking at the website now, but I believe that these criteria are listed on at least the application, if not the website as well.
Yes, so the criteria will definitely be on the respective application. You'll be kind of walked through the criteria as you navigate the form. So that's why it's very, very important to know the criteria ahead or troubleshoot during the application process. So the criteria will be listed in the form. And if you subscribe, if you're a member of the affiliate program, um, information has gone out communications wise on whether it's newsletters or different announcements on announcing this respective program that may include some of the criteria or just general information. But yes, Brianna, um, prospective applicants can revisit the criteria during the form submission. And then you also see everybody who's at least part of the affiliate program. You'll receive some continued information during the year. As today is May 1st, and that's when the actual new actuarial exam program starts is May 1st. So you're lucky to have this preview on today's date. And yeah, you'll continue to receive, and you'll see other updates eventually. And there'll be an actuary website or other related websites, including the SOA.org website.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jose. I don't see any other questions. Let me put the inclusion at SOA email address one more time in the chat. So no, let me not talk and type at the same time so I don't make an error. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending today. This was wonderful, a lot of information, and yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for attending. I did say I was going to drop the registration link for the next one. Let me do that quickly because I do actually have it this time. And like I said, our next session is going to go over the affiliate membership in more detail. So if you're interested in that, definitely sign up, and that registration link is there. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and that it's nice weather where you are. Here in Chicago, we have beautiful weather today. And thank you, everyone. We will see you next time.
Thank you.